Report, Deputy Director Patrick Cates, Chairman Yanuck will report on the Finance Committee's meeting. You want to start off, and then we'll have Gil come up?
Okay. Yes, we had our Finance Committee meeting Thursday, and I gave an overview of the budgeting process, a budget status report for our current biennial budget, including the results of our budget split. And we went over a little bit of overview and timeline for the CAB training. I think probably the one thing I would mention about the state budgeting process and the commission involvement is the commission has to approve the budget by statute before, or make recommendations to us before we submit it to the budget office, which is due August 31st. And so this week we had a preliminary overview of those budgets, and we're going to have a series of probably about 3 meetings with the Finance Committee to present that to the Commission at probably the June, and again at the, I think it's the July meeting or August meeting. August, I think it is.
Yeah, August.
So that the Commission has ample opportunity to review the budget and comply with the statute. Unlike last biennium when we were doing our budget split and couldn't show anything to the Commission until it was a done deal. So that's all I have.
Yeah. Okay. Gil, come on up.
For the record, Gil Yanuck, Chairman of the Finance Committee. I really want to thank Patrick for the detail and the time that he spent in preparation of the materials and the detail that he brought us all into. It's kind of scary when you see what has to be done to roll up this budget and where you got to start and where you have to wind up and the timing that has to fall within. I think, as Patrick just mentioned, we've tried to establish guidelines and times so that the Commission is going to have ample time to review the budgets. We're trying to do this in stages. We have the first one, we're going to look at the CAB budgets. That material is going to go out. It's going to be reissued based on some of the dates that get approved here today, and whether or not we're going to have a special meeting with regards to legislative issues. So once we finalize that, we'll get the new basic spreadsheet out to all the CAB members so they can start putting their budgets together, which statutorily they need to have by the end of June. May 1st. May 1st. So we should give them ample time. I've tried to go over with some of the CAB members who are new to that position, and they have my number. They have Bruce McDaniel. He's got his number, so if there's any questions, we want them to call, contact us, whatever. It's about as straightforward as we can make it, and it should go well. We'll set definitive dates for the meetings based on calendars and agendas so that we get that information to the director's office and to your attention so that it doesn't cause a conflict in timing with any of the agenda items that you guys are planning. Other than that, I really want to thank the members of the Finance Committee, Dr. Dixon, Chairman Macbeth, for the time, because the meeting started at 2. I got over just before 6 o'clock. It was a lot to cover, but it was really well done, and it came slow enough so that we could absorb it, ask questions, and be comfortable with it, and I think it's going to be good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gil.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go
I
ahead.
want to thank both of you guys. He's never worked so hard on a report with 2 CPAs he knew he was going to be presenting to.
I still found it.
And I'll leave it as it actually showed in what he did. I thought you'd appreciate that.
Oh, if I could just add one other comment. I know the CABs didn't get any of that material. I didn't have anything out in advance of that meeting, but it is all posted on the website under the committee Suzanne, she didn't get I didn't send her notice in time for her to send anything out to you guys, but it is posted there.
But I think the one clarification that you made with your pie chart, you might want to just mention to the caps or on the record about percentages of where dollars come from. I think that's something all the sportsmen should look at. It's the message you want to get out.
I want to jump in here because I want to make sure the caps know how this is going to work. Yeah, it's true that having the meeting right before and Patrick, rushing to put, if you saw the materials he put together, it was very extensive. It was quite a bit of material, and so I think I got it literally a couple hours before the meeting, and so I was pretty much going over it during the meeting. The plan is that we're going to have another finance committee meeting in May, and I would imagine that maybe we'll have that material out just a little bit earlier. However, we're not going to have any kind of a report to the commission at the May meeting. What we're going to do is everything that we do at the finance committee meeting in May will then go out to the cabs in advance of the June meeting. And at that point, we'll have an agenda item on the commission meeting, and we'll have cab input, and that'll be our first time that we're going to be dealing with the issues. And I think at that point, the cabs will have more than ample time to look at everything. And to be quite honest, I think it's probably better that this stuff gets synthesized just a little bit more, because it was pretty extensive what we looked at. And so anyway, I think the process of what's happening is we're switching from one budgeting process to another. And that's a daunting task, and it's moving forward, and I think it's going to be a lot easier, in the long run for us to, take a look at these budgets under this new system. So, anyway, go ahead, guys. Any other comments?
I just wondered whether Patrick, you wanted to mention, we've had a lot of controversy over what percentage sportsmen contribute to the welfare of NDOW versus other sources, and Patrick actually has that well defined in that committee report literature that exists out there. And my recommendation is that people look at that.
Yeah.
Because it's actually a good message.
Yeah, Dr. Moldy was there and, had some questions. And I think that, and sportsmen, including myself, have made comments about how much of the budget is sportsmen versus, others. And at this point, we'll be able to very definitively show you where the dollars are coming from and where they're going. But in the end, sportsman dollars by far are the majority, no matter how you spin it. And so, anyway, we'll be able to certainly show that. So, okay. Any other comments with regard to the Finance Committee report? Okay. Then I'll move on to